I'll usually use the edge of the table or something to do this, and use the back of the blade where it's sharp. Just clean up anything you need to clean up. I'm not too worried about from this very top point here in the center that matches with the center of these. That around the outside you can burnish, but I'm going to wait and do that all the layers together, so it will be from that hole around the outside. So I'm going to burnish just this inside edge for now. If you cut these lines out straight, you can just burnish every part all the way around and it will look pretty nice anyways. I'm going to wait and just trim that outside edge, sand it a little bit, and you can notice if you have any discrepancies, not only with the knife like I showed, but you can hit it with sandpaper a little bit too. Another thing I do before I burnish, or right after, is I'll mist this a little bit, maybe a little now and a little after. Just keeps me from getting those water lines. So I ran this through my burnisher from this top point around to this other top point. I also like to use a little bit of canvas too. Place a finger down on the table and then just slide it up until you're hitting this corner. You want to try to be uniform. If you're coming over the top of it, you're going to burnish the top. It's going to look weird. Just try to keep your finger right on that corner. I find this canvas just gives a little bit nicer looking burnish on this edge. I did run it through my burnisher that I have on a drill press, and I might tap it on there one more time just to get this front side a little bit more. And when you're doing the back, if you have a bunch of cuts and stuff on the table, especially if you sprayed this, you're going to make marks and stuff on that. So I prefer to do it on something smooth when I'm doing this back edge. Not going quite as hard on the back, just getting it smooth. Maybe one more time on the front here. This is the one with the snaps. So you'll have these three pieces like this, and you'll have that front piece there. So the only difference with the other version is that this piece just adheres to there, and there is no front pocket underneath here. And disregard those. That was just holes. I was thinking about trying it there, but the previous model, it actually didn't work very good, so I moved it way back. In this model, I'm doing this. Both of them have this option where after you sew everything and do it, that'll go back with the D-ring on here. So this is the other option. And you can put a D-ring on either side. And I will sew the whole thing up and then add this after the fact. So with this one, this is the first hole where all three layers will be going together. So it's one away from that loop there. So I'm going to start right there, work my way all the way around here, and continue on. You're going to want to make sure you get this on there as you're coming around here. I usually stick this in my stitching pony, really speed things along. And we're going to go all the way around to that hole on the other side. So when you get right here, you have an option. You can either have that thread hop up over this edge and go down through that hole, or if you don't want it going up over that edge, you could go through this next hole down, and then that way this one will come up through that hole and then the following ones. So instead of going down through that hole, I'm just going to hop up and go down through these. This will be the first hole that goes through all the layers here. And just continue on, and I'll probably run out of thread around here somewhere. But I do that because tying a knot or trying to hide the ends right here is a little more difficult. If you come down and wait, you have a little extra. That way you can go in between the layers and hide that knot real well. So when you get right to this hole where these two are going to meet, what I'll do is come between the layers and tie a knot. And if you put a little glue in there, you can cut those ends and stuff them in between the layers. And I'll leave a little bit and get them stuffed around in there. It can be helpful to give this a tap. Just watch out for that snap on the other side. So now we're going to just start right in this top hole of that loop. And just continue on around here. So we're coming around here, but that hole's missed. So what we're going to do is take one of these threads and come through, but instead of switching to the other thread, we're just going to keep this one in our hand. That should be on that side, and bop right back to that hole again. Now that hole got hit, and we're not doubling stitches up or anything. And on this last hole, I'm going to come between the layers. This isn't a high stress point either, so just a simple knot, stuffing it in there is enough. If we were to stop up here somewhere, it's a little bit more stressed and it could come apart. You don't have to worry about the knot at all if you're coming down here. Just finish smoothing out these edges just from here around to here, and then just from here around to here. So I had burnished that before, and all these inside edges to that point. And you can use, like, put this on the edge of a table, and you can use the back end of this knife to trim it. Just be real careful. If you tilt it too much, you're going to really dig in. You can use a little bit of sandpaper to clean these edges. I'll usually go lightly across it and then a little bit like this. And if you get any of those corners, you can just kind of tap them down, because sometimes it'll flip up and not sand off right. And then just finish burnishing those. You have an option. If you want to wait, sew around everything, and then put this little ring on here, you can do that. What I like to do is just tap that edge where this is here and on the back side a little bit, so that I can just, as I'm sewing, do that, and then I'll finish the edge up. And this one actually turned out pretty good. And you can sand it again and re-burnish if you need to, but this hasn't been sealed or anything yet even. So same as before, just start at that point, work your way to here and around. Just make sure when you get to here, you fold this in the back. can trim those up, sand them, and burnish the edges. This one came out pretty good. You can sand them again and re-burnish. I usually don't use any type of edge coat, but you can take that and go a step further. And I'll do the same on these inside edges here. You can take something like this that's a little more coarse, and having that flat end does help. Just don't dig it into the top rounded parts. You'll see it frays quite a bit more, so I'll take a finer sandpaper and it just cleans that up. It can be hard to get that burnisher right up against here, so I'll grab something like this. Just flatten that out and get it to match the rest of the burnish.